Oh boy, one of the movies that I have been most excited about, Henry Cavill's Argylle. Now, you guys know I'm a Henry Cavill guy. I love Henry Cavill. I love Matthew Vaughn. I love Sam Rockwell. I love Samuel L. Jackson. I love Bryce Dallas Howard. I love spy movies. I love mysteries with a twist. Argylle. Argylle looked like a movie, like it had all the pieces. And speaking of Peacemaker, John Cena's in there. Had all the pieces. Man. Could not wait. So wait, I did not. I went opening night to go see Peacemaker, or to go see Argylle, I should say.
I got out of that mess.
This movie sucks. Oh my God, it's bad. It's so bad. And like Henry Cavill's in like 7 minutes of the movie. Well, John, that's why you didn't like. You just want more. Hey, listen, that's 7 more minutes of Henry Cavill than any other movie the last couple of years has given me. So I'll take every second of Henry Cavill. But this movie was awful. The best way I can describe it is the first act, like the first 1/3 of the movie, is Kingsman. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked the first act, just like I liked the first Kingsman. And it felt like the first Kingsman. Act 2 and 3 felt like Kingsman 2. That movie sucked. And it just went way off the rails and became absolutely stupid and absolutely no logic whatsoever. And it's a terrible movie. Absolutely terrible movie. Made by people I love, cast with people that I love. And I still thought this movie was absolute trash. Just terrible. Here's the thing, too, about it, though. How did it do?
Oh, boy.
Well, the reported budget, there's been some arguments about this, but as of right now, the official reported budget of Argylle, if you take a look at this, it's $200 million.
Wow.
The marketing budget hovered around 60. Now, I've seen reports of 110. I've seen reports as low as 40. More of the reports I see say it was around a $60 million market. Okay, so $60 million marketing budget. You're talking about expenses in the neighborhood of $260 million, which means you're looking at a movie that needed $370 to $400 million to break even. Opening weekend came. We had talked the other week that the long-range projection said, Argylle is only projected to make $25 million. And we're like, that would be a disaster. If it makes $25 million, well, don't worry, it didn't make $25 million. It made less. Made $18 million at the box office. All right. So, and the word of mouth isn't going to be great. So don't expect it to pick up momentum. And again, I say this as somebody who loves Matthew Vaughn, and I love Henry Cavill, I love Sam Rockwell, I love Bryce Dallas Howard. But this movie making $18 million on its opening weekend. First of all these arguments that, well, the new DCU can't possibly succeed if Henry Cavill's not Superman. Well, apparently nobody gives a shit about Henry Cavill except me. What's wrong with the rest of you? Henry Cavill is a treasure. A global treasure, I tell you. Man. But ain't nobody cared to go see all 7 minutes of him in Argylle or a CGI cat. By the way, it was funny. If you were sitting, Ray, you would have got a kick out of this. I was sitting in theater. It was kind of a quiet theater. Not many people were in there, obviously. But every time something real bad would happen to the cat, all you'd hear is like this long, slow clap.
Oh, man. That was you, man.
That was me. That was me in the background doing it.
You would change seats all the way to the front.
But you got a director with a proven track record, big name stars. You put Dua Lipa in the trailer. Dua Lipa's in like 3 minutes of the movie, but she's a big international star. Got her in the trailers there. Why did it flop so monumentally badly? You can't say because the movie was bad. People didn't know it was bad till opening weekend came. You had to go to the movie to find out it was bad. I mean, word of mouth is out now. So why didn't anybody buy tickets to go to it? I think it was a terrible marketing campaign. There was a lot of exposure out there. I saw billboards. I saw commercials.
The trailer was good.
But
it was better silent.
It was bad. And I think at the end of the day, it said, ooh, this movie has a twist. Don't let the cat out of the bag was their big. Once you find out the secret, by the way, the secret's lame. It's not a big what kind of thing. Like when Samuel Jackson goes, it's time for you to meet the real Agent Argylle. You see, they put that in all of the trailers, right? You're expecting some kind of like, what? Moment. No. It's half of you can probably figure out what the twist is. But
What a twist.
they didn't do much to entice the audience to go. People like Henry Cavill, people like Sam Rockwell, people like Bryce Dallas Howard.
This is a bad sign. I hope that's not a bad sign. We're only in January right now. We saw ISS and now this, and then this one's already a flop.
Well, the thing with ISS was that they didn't market that movie at all. Like there were no trailers for it. We saw like one trailer like one time. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's episode, MasterClass. Everyone, it's a new year. So picture that thing that you've always wanted to learn. Now, picture learning it from a person who's literally one of the best in the world at it. And that's what you get with MasterClass. This year, learn from the best to become your best with MasterClass. Don't just talk about improving. MasterClass helps you actually do it. Because MasterClass offers over 180 world-class instructors, so whether you want to master negotiation with Chris Voss, like I did, think like a boss with Martha Stewart, or learn the art of storytelling from the man himself, Neil Gaiman, MasterClass has you covered. Because with MasterClass, you get unlimited access to intimate one-on-one classes with the world's best. At MasterClass, there are over 200 classes to pick from, with new classes being added every month. And if you're a viewer of the John Campea Show, you probably love movie making, storytelling, television. So you'd be totally interested in things like screenwriting from Aaron Sorkin, learn developing original TV series from Stranger Things' The Duffer Brothers, or maybe you like the music side of movies, well, you can learn film scoring from Hans Zimmer. And right now, our listeners will get an additional 15% off an annual membership at masterclass.com/Campea. Get 15% off right now at masterclass.com/Campea. masterclass.com/Campea. But this is packed with stars.
And it's only January.
And it's, I don't know. Anyway, Rob, you haven't seen this movie yet, but you didn't have to see the movie to read the box office report.
Well, that was the thing. I was excited to see it, and then the bad word of mouth was like, I can no longer, I don't have enough time left on planet Earth to go to a movie that I know that is generally considered to be not good. So I'll wait and catch up with it later. The thing that concerns me about a movie like this is another Apple production. They spent $200.
By the way, I have to say, Ray, people in the live chat want to make sure you're up to date. We are in February. Just so you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's actually February 5th. We've been in February for a few days now. Just want to point that. Okay, sorry, Rob. Go ahead. Keep going.
I just think that, for one, I don't know why someone greenlit this particular movie at $200 million. I don't. And I know all the people involved, all the talent involved, all the actors involved, but this is a brand new IP. And obviously, I would like to see IPs like this flourish. But I have to go back and say, if you want to look at an IP that and emulate how that IP began, you've got to look at John Wick. You got to go back and look at John Wick because that's pretty much the best new IP. 5 movies and a spin-off TV series, The Continental. The way they spent that money, and they've never John Wick, especially John Wick 2 and 3 and 4.
Four movies.
Well, there's Ballerina coming out.
Right,
which is a spin-off.
Currently, we have
Yeah. So I meant 5 total. Sorry, but the idea is you don't spend a ton of money on something like this, and I think it's bad for the industry. I hate the fact, Apple's their market cap is in the trillions of dollars, so this doesn't, affect them that much. But it's bad for the industry that this is an original thing that Matthew Vaughn spearheaded, using and putting together this tremendous talent, which was amazing. To see a movie like this not do well, and if this movie why did this movie cost $200 million? I understand everyone get paid. I'm not against that, but if you'd made this for $75 to $100 million, it would mitigate your risk. And what we want Apple to. They're top of the line. They're working with the best talent in the business, but they can't keep making $200 million movies that underperform. And it's really distressing to me because they're the one company that can take risks and chances. But if they take $200 million risks, it's not going to last very long.
I have to throw this in there. at the risk of it being a minor, it won't give away a story point here, okay? But at the risk of it being a minor spoiler, I don't care. But none of you want to go see it. None of you are going to go see it. But I won't say who, but one of our good guy characters. This is how stupid this movie is. And I granted, I'm saying this as a Canadian. One of the good guy characters, they're in a tough situation. Their fellow good guys against, they're massively outnumbered. So the good guy decides, you know what? I'm a bit of a skater. So I know what I'll do. They take 2 daggers and stick them in the bottom of their shoes, spill oil over the floor, on a metal floor, and they start figure skating along the oil. And I'm just sitting there as a Canadian. I'm like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's not how skating works. You can't, like, the blades would go right through the oil and just grind against the metal. And I'm just watching this like, is this supposed to be a cartoon? I mean, I didn't know, because like the first act felt more like the first Kingsman's, like little grounded, like what if this sort of happened? And then it just got like, oh my God, so unbelievable. And I'm watching this thing. I'm like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen, as they're like figure skating on oil.
Disappointing.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
I mean, what I don't understand is, there are producers in Hollywood that are consistently taking chances on both new talent and turn out some bangers, and then working with established talent and not spending $200 million. And I don't understand why that isn't. I mean, I know it's hard to find good material, but there are producers out there that find consistently good material, and we see the results. And I just don't understand why more isn't, like, Matthew Vaughn makes it more difficult for himself to get another movie off the ground. And I don't understand. I guess you take what you can. It's the old Jimmy Fallon, Almost Famous. Get what you can while you can, when you can.
Oh yeah, and by the way, if you thought the post-credit scene in Morbius was bad, Matthew Vaughn comes along and says, hold my beer.
And the fact that there's even a post-credit scene at all.
And it's only January.
It's only January, damn it.
I'm sorry. That was just a brain fart, I guess.
Now, right now, the one hope that thankfully, if you're one of the creative team behind Argylle, and you're like, we are the biggest flop of the year and it's only February, the one glimmer of hope you have is like, Madam Web is just 2 weeks away.
Hey, have we done a Madam Web check?
Oh, nice.
That's going to come in here and take
like
that
wellness
record
check?
from us.
Yeah, like a wellness check on Madam Web's ticket sales.
I noticed none of us on our little app have added Madam Web to our
AMC list app.
You
know
yeah,
that?
because we've all got the AMC app,
Yeah,
and we have each other as
yeah,
A-list, so we can buy tickets for each other, but
none of us
have it on
None of
our
us are moving on
I
that.
am going to go see it. I'm curious to see it, but it's like,
I was like,
oh
who's gonna
man,
do it?
feeling bad.
We
We're
should
like
make
big
Madam
bomb of
Web
the
a
year.
meme movie, kind of like the AMC meme stocks, just to help AMC out. Everybody go see Madam Web.
Oh, we're gonna
Yeah, but there's no. It
see it?
doesn't work because there's no return on your investment.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like, we may be the biggest flop of the year.
You're not a better
but don't
person.
worry, Madam Web's coming. Anyway,
you're a
guys.
better
By the way,
person.
let me say this too. Let me say this. All film is subjective. Just because I hated it doesn't mean you will. As a matter of fact, you know how I gave the example that like Act 1 of the movie is kind of like Kingsman? It feels like Kingsman. And then Act 2 and 3 feel like Kingsman 2. There are people who like Kingsman 2. And if you're one of those people that like the second Kingsman, which I thought was dog shit, but if you like the second Kingsman, and hey, like I said, all films hit us all in different ways, so there's no reason for you not to. If you enjoyed it, great. And if you like the second Kingsman, then I can say with some confidence that I think there might be something in Argylle for you. And I say that honestly. Like if you enjoy the second Kingsman, you may want to give Argylle a shot. If you're like me and didn't like the second Kingsman, you might want to take a pass on Argylle, like most of you obviously did. But but if you're a Kingsman 2 fan, I think you will get more enjoyment out of Argylle than I did. And I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that you'll get more enjoyment out of it than I did. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.